The Daedra of the Elder Scrolls universe wear many faces, from the glamorous countenance of Azura to whatever the hell Hermaeus Mora has going on with the tentacles. At least we know their worshippers are never starved for variety in their demonic overlords. Thankfully for our purposes today, we don't need the princes themselves. Instead, we'll be tracking down a few of the masked helms forged eons ago by unknown hands that have been inspired by the Daedric princes. These fine examples of forge craft represent the pinnacles of obscenely high armor ratings on unenchanted heavy headwear, perfect for any elite warrior or battle mage itching for a helmet worth dropping major enchantments on. This journey won't be quite as direct as our usual field trips, as organic knowledge of these pieces is practically non-existent, with only 2 located in a civilized area. And the word civilized is doing a lot of heavy lifting here, as said helms can be found in Ghostgate, gracing the heads of buoyant armigers, Knight Captain N.R. Dralor, and Grand Marshal Galdal O'Mayan, the latter of Elder Scrolls Legends card art fame, respectively, and neither of them are too keen on relinquishing said helmets. Those 2 examples aside, there are no specific quests or topics that will inform you of the location or even the existence of such helmets. Instead, they are hidden away deep inside dungeons that even on their own are obscure and challenging. That being the case, the scope and rewards today will include several powerful weapons, as well as plenty of other great treasures to add to our collections. There are a total of 6 helmets, consisting of 3 instances of the Daedric Face of Inspiration, 2 instances of the Daedric Face of Terror, and a single Daedric Face of God. The Face of Inspiration, representing Almalexia's anticipation, the Daedric Prince Boethia, the Prince of Plots, appears in 2 locations that aren't Galdal O'Mayan's head. The northern ruins of Ibardad and the 6th house base Mimea. I've actually already covered both of those examples already, so we'll come back to that one a little bit later and move on to the next fascinating face. The next face on our list is the Daedric Face of Terror. To kick off this dungeon dive, we need to head to Sadrith Mora on the eastern coast of Vardenfell. From here, it's a short flight, sprint, or swim due east to the tomb. The large Daedric ruin we're passing by is Anunabia, and while it may look inviting, if you stop to investigate it, you'll quickly discover that there's no way inside. The above-ground entrance collapsed millennia ago, but fortunately, the same quake opened up a passage below ground that we can use to get inside. First, we need to disable the security system. Check. Then we can make our way inside. This is Omeran Ancestral Tomb, and as is often the case, it's infested with Daedra. The main stairway leads into an open room with the first level Daedra. We can also grab a Telvanni Mole Crab helm on the first altar, since we're collecting headwear anyway. The left room has another level Daedra, and a ruby, plus some random chests. But on the other side of the main room, opposite the entrance, is a hallway with 2 more level Daedra. Beyond them is a room that would normally signal the end of a tomb, but here it's also the beginning of a cave. Now we must enter the breach in the wall and traverse the tunnel ahead. Eventually, we'll find ourselves passing beneath a waterfall and into a large chamber. If we look down, we'll see a Storm Atronach. He's guarding the key that we need to proceed to the shrine. After returning him to Oblivion, we'll find a chest against the wall. After breaking the trap, we can inspect the mostly random loot inside. One of the things that will catch your eye is the ancient Daedric key. Be sure to bring it along, then we can levitate up to the platform that is now directly overhead. There, we'll find a door leading to the forgotten vaults of Anunabia, Forge of Hilbengard. Hilbengard Rolamus was a master weaponsmith of Skyrim. Hilbengard forged the legendary hammer Skull Crusher in this very ruin, and the magics involved in the process left some unusual results. Before we get there, be sure to grab the Scroll of Windwalker if you need a long-duration levitation cast. Then we can hop down to the lower level and deal with the Frost Atronach guarding the next door. This door uses the key we retrieved from the previous cell, and beyond it, we'll find the forged chamber itself. There are quite a few points of interest here, so let's take a look at the highlights. In the central part of the room is an anvil with a Grand Master repair hammer, and a strange floating chest, inside of which is the legendary head hammer itself. It's certainly capable of doing some serious damage, with an attack dealing between 1 and 60 damage per strike, in addition to fortifying your attack by 5 points constantly. The feather effect also nullifies the weapon's weight, so equip it to drop 15 pounds quickly. Off to the northwest is the Flame Atronach on a platform, and after introducing ourselves, we'll find a Dwarven Helm of Wounding, a Master Repair Hammer, and 2 Armorer skill books, the Armorer's Challenge and the 36 Lessons of Vivek, Sermon 25. Walking over to the west reveals a dwarven jink blade and an ebony spear tucked away in the corner. Returning to the area with the books, we need to levitate up to the small opening, and in the back on an altar, we'll find the Daedric Face of Terror. This mask represents the aspect of Nerevar as Hortator. While not quite as good as the Face of God, it still boasts an insanely high armor rating. And as a bonus, there's another armorer skill book, the Last Scabbard of Akrash, sitting nearby. Before heading out, check out the other side of the chamber for some Dwemer Boots of Flying with levitation 1 to 100 points for 10 seconds per cast. There are also a few more chests floating around here, so feel free to explore the chamber a bit more. For now, it's off to our next destination, and if you're enjoying the video so far, hit the like button and consider subscribing so you never miss a video. The final leg of our journey today starts off in the city of Vivek's Telvanni Canton, and much like the last chapter, we'll be traveling to a Telvanni island town, then levitating to a nearby ancestral tomb that quickly escalates into a sealed-off ruin full of unorthodox challenges to recover a big ol' weapon from its resting place, and just so happen to find a massive loot hoard at the same time. Hard to say if it's a coincidence or not, as the last location was part of the Imperial cult quest Skull Crusher, written by Ken Ralston, and while I can't confirm who the writer for this quest is, it's probably not Ken, so I'll give it a pass for now. Okay, rant over, let's get back to the quest. This rarely visited corner of the city has almost as many interesting locations to check out as it does opportunities to be called Inwa, and our destination is definitely one of the former, and possibly one of the latter as well. This local liquor lounge is the Lizard's Head. I'll tell you why in a second. First though, let's introduce ourselves to this gentleman of the Nordic persuasion. This is Inbjof, and he wants us to buy him a drink. He isn't really my type, but I don't mind helping him out. After all, a Nord in need is a Nord indeed.
The f*** is he talking about?
Before we dive into his story, let's take a moment to explain this unusually named corner club. This Lizard's Head has nothing to do with the name, but if we go down the stairs at the back of the bar and enter the rear storeroom, we'll find a very unusual item. This is the Head of Scourge, an Easter egg dedicated to a character used by developer Steve Meister when playtesting the game. I assume it didn't go well for poor Scourge, but things are looking up for him now. I mean that literally, as Scourge will be looking up from now on anytime you set him down, which seems like a bit of an oversight in modeling. I know it isn't a Daedric face, but I think it's a face worth picking up nonetheless. Taxidermies aside, we have a thirsty boy waiting upstairs, so it's back to the bar to order him a Mazte. Drink in hand, we can head back to Inbjof and stand awkwardly in the corner like at your junior prom and listen to his tale.
Thanks for the Mazte. Such generosity should be repaid. You know the Nords once ruled this land, don't you? Back when these dark elves were squatting around campfires and Nick skins. Back in the First Age when the sons of Harald Handfree ruled the northern coast of Tamriel during the Skywind conquest. Well, I bet you didn't know that Olmgerd the Outlaw, Harald's bastard, was buried as befits the Nord Lord's son, in a tomb deep in the Mother Rock. And of course, they buried Stormkiss with him. Stormkiss was Olmgerd's enchanted battle axe, and you see this old key? See what it says on it? Stormkiss. Here, take it. Healer says the Mazte is killing me. I'm going home to Skyrim to die. You've got your life ahead of you. Go ahead, take it. They say they buried Olmgerd in the bottom of an ancient Dunmer tomb. From the Skald's telling, the burial was on a long finger of land on the southeastern coast of Ardenfell, on a little island close to the shore on the west coast of the peninsula. Figure it's somewhere on the stretch between the Daedric ruins at Xantararis and Tel Bernora. Gods be with you, and thanks for the Mazte.
Ah, the promise of power, buried with the famed son of Skyrim. The coincidences are starting to pile up here. Plus, Inbjorf really buried the lead, as Olmgerd was buried with much more than just his enchanted axe.
Probably nothing.
Don't listen to him, it's a massive haul. Seriously, leave at least 200 pounds of carry weight available if you want to get everything. Take the boat down to Tel Bernora in the southeast. Our target is actually visible from the boat dock, directly to the northwest. So break out your levitation or water walking, or just go for a swim to this unassuming little island with its average looking tomb door. This is the Marvani ancestral tomb. Interestingly, there are no known members of the Marvani family. Maybe the Nords returned at some point and discovered the Dark Elves were building their graves over Olmgerd's, which I imagine they wouldn't take too kindly to, possibly slaughtering the whole bloodline. But then they would all be buried on top of... Let's just move on. The layout is fairly straightforward, with leveled undead sprinkled tastefully around the corridors. Of the various items laying around up here, only this Imperial silver helm caught my eye. But right next to that is what may be the longest stairway in Morrowind, descending no less than 120 feet, that's 36.5 meters, or about 70 scribs into the ground, on top of the already significantly subterranean sepulchre. At the bottom is a doorway leading to the hidden cavern of Tukushapal. The first chamber is an oddity for vanilla Morrowind, as a maze fills the entire space. There's no loot here, just plenty of skelemans ready to add some fresh bones to their ranks. But even at a low level, they should pose little threat. The route is fairly simple. Of course, you're also free to levitate through here if you want to skip it entirely. But I enjoy a good maze, and they don't come up often in this game, so I'll take what I can get. Once we're through the maze, it's time to claim the cheese, and there's a lot of it to choose from. As Imbiov said, Olmegerd and his treasure ship lie undisturbed on the water, loaded with everything he could need on the way to Sovngarde. Do keep in mind that all of this has been sitting here for several thousand years at this point, so I'm sure he's made it there by now and no longer needs any of it.
After all, why not? Why shouldn't I keep it?
Taking stock of what's here, we have a dragon scale tower shield, very nice, an imperial dragon scale cuirass, also nice, one ebony left bracer, one ebony right bracer, and the imperial dragon scale helm, equally nice.
It's nice.
Don't forget the bottle of ancient Dagoth brandy, which he no longer has the organs to enjoy anyway. Then of course, we have the fabled axe Stormkiss, which is essentially a less advanced version of Cloud Cleaver with a very solid shock damage enchantment. There are also various expensive herbs and spices around here as well, which I suppose are decorative since none of their traits overlap. The high-level chest is well worth unlocking, as inside will be a collection of gems, a wad of cash, and 2 randomized ebony weapons. At the back of the boat are several more valuables to grab, but for the real prize, we'll need to levitate up to the small opening above the stairway. In here, we'll find the Daedric Face of God, the highest rated unenchanted heavy armor helm in the game. This mask represents Vivek and his anticipation Mephala, the web spinner. Alongside the Face of God is a massive Daedric warhammer. These 2 items alone weigh 111 pounds together. This chest is random, but the assortment will be similar, so check for anything good, and since we somehow still have room, we can head down into the water by the boat, making sure to eliminate the drow chilling just below the surface before diving into the depths. Down here are 3 ebony ore veins, so we can fill those last few points towards over-encumbrance and use some teleportation magic to escape a probable watery grave with several hunks of ebony. By now, you probably have enough treasure to flatten a Gwar, but there's still one more Daedric Face to track down in order to finish the set. So check out the videos on screen now to find your Daedric Face of inspiration, along with even more must-have gear like Morrowind's best shield or shortblade. Until next time, I've been GetShiver. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Later!